Welcome back, everybody. Doug Burson, CPA, and I have good news. I think BOI may finally be dead. It's amazing. Stay tuned, and I'll tell you what has just occurred. So welcome back. I got great news. Over the weekend, the Treasury Department said that they announced that with respect to the Corporate Transparency Act, not only will it not enforce any penalties or fines associated with the beneficial ownership information reporting rule under the existing regulatory deadlines, but it will further not enforce any penalties or fines against U.S. citizens or domestic reporting companies or their beneficial owners after the forthcoming rule changes take place. That's wonderful news. And there it is right there on the screen. I just showed it to you. That's straight from the Department of the Treasury. So this is not just some, news ad out there somewhere where somebody's just saying stuff. This is the Department of the Treasury. So this is really, really good news. This is kind of where I thought it was going. If you went back through my whole sequence of videos we've been doing back and forth, it's been ridiculous. I'm tired of it. I know you're tired of it. I think we're finally there. But originally, I thought this is what was going to happen. And then a month ago, they threw a curveball, and it looked like the Trump administration was supporting this, which threw me for a loop. I didn't expect it. Well, now they've put this out, and that's wonderful news. So what that means is they are not going to enforce the penalties, and that's the big thing we were worried about. But what it doesn't mean is the law has not been done away with yet. So there's going to probably take some more legislative action on that. I don't think we're completely out of the woods on this. Completely. I think it's over. I think we're good. But we're still going to need to pay attention because the law's still on the books. So that's like you've broken the law. You owe the penalty, but we're not going to enforce it. And that's kind of where we are right now. So that's still not a real warm and fuzzy place to be. So we're still going to need to pay close attention to this. What does that mean simplistically? I think for now, short of something new coming out, I think we can stop reporting. I don't think we need to do anything. We've got it in writing. They've said there's not going to be any penalties that they're going to enforce, and that will allow some things to go and change. I know we had a couple bills in Congress that they were trying to extend the deadline. That means these bills are probably going to change now too, hopefully, and they'll just go ahead and modify this so that it's only for foreign companies or a specific subset and narrow this down like it probably should have been to start with. So what are people saying about it? Well, here I got a couple quotes to share with you. This is from President Trump writing on Truth Social. Exciting news. The Treasury Department has announced that they are suspending all enforcement of the outrageous and invasive beneficial ownership information reporting requirements for U.S. citizens. The Biden rule has been an absolute disaster for small businesses nationwide. Furthermore, Treasury is now finalizing an emergency regulation to formally suspend this rule for American businesses. The economic menace of BOI reporting will soon be no more. That's where President Trump stands on this. We now know where the Department of the Treasury stands. That's fantastic. If you found these videos helpful, please go ahead and subscribe. I'll give you a couple more. This is from the Secretary of the Treasury, Scott Bessent, said in a statement. This is a victory for common sense. And that's what we've been saying all along. This doesn't make common sense. Today's action is a part of President Trump's bold agenda to unleash American prosperity by reining in burdensome regulations, particularly for small businesses that are the backbone of the American economy. That's the Secretary of the Treasury's words, not mine. Just make sure you understand that's a quote. I try to stay out of politics per se, but I'm just saying what they're saying. Alabama Senator Tommy Tuberville, writing in Newsweek, said, "The Corporate Transparency Act is a classic example of intrusive big government overreach, and it places a new compliance burden on Main Street Americans with an LLC." So there you have it. This thing looks like it's dead in its tracks. So we can relax, breathe easy. If you did it, don't worry about it. What were we supposed to do? They kept going back and forth, and at some point it wasn't worth our time to keep trying to avoid it. But for now, you don't need to do it. If you did do it, don't worry about it. We'll find out what happens from here. But there it is. And go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Like I said, hopefully now we can move on to stuff that's actually more beneficial, like exciting things like maybe Roth conversions and how to save on taxes and things we really want to hear, not this stupid BOI. So with that, we'll see you soon.